I think gets somewhat overlooked by the boxers in boxing. You know, a lot of boxers want to have great legacies, but great legacies only come when we have great fights or when we have great matchups, right? And David Benavidez said, you know, he didn't get into boxing to have easy fights. He got into boxing to challenge himself, to push himself, to have great fights. He said all these fighters that he wants to face and has been trying to make fights with, they are all great fighters like himself. And they're all tough 50-50 fights. You know what I mean? And he said, well, what's the point of boxing? If you want to be the best, then you wanna fight the best. You want to fight the best to be the best, and it's true. And that's I really like David Benavidez. I really do like him. Not only as a person and his attitude to boxing, but also as a boxer. Okay, he has a very fan friendly style. Um, brings excitement in his fights. Has only exciting fights so far. And David Benavidez is 100% correct. You know, I think a lot of this generation of boxers, particularly, they don't understand. You know, Canelo has options. There's a lot of great fights he can have, with, or at least a lot of great fighters he can face. And great matchups. Sometimes the fight is not as great. Like for instance, Canelo versus Triple G3 wasn't a great fight, but it was a great matchup. Right? This is what fans wanted to see. Wanted to see Canelo face Triple G one last time, settle the issue. You know, so what fighters need to do, and they need to take it in their hands. They can't deal with their dealer or promoter. And this is something that Adrian Broner did, and this is why I still, as much as Adrian Broner is a pain in the butt, I'm always going to say this. Adrian Broner had great matchups. He was in great fights. Well, not great fights, but he was in great matchups. And you can't fault Adrian Broner for that. His resume is really quite great. You know, he has a great resume. And Canelo is trying to be in great matchups as well. Even though I would say to Canelo, you want great matchups, then match up with Benavidez. David Benavidez, he's your mandatory. He's probably the best right now 168 pounder in the 168 pound division. Match up with him. Take him on. You know, great matchups is what we look forward to as fans. Our imaginations and whatever. The fight may not meet up to the matchup, but at least we want great matchups. You know, this is what brings excitement to the sport of boxing. When you don't have the matchups that, you know, the fans want to see, the sport is not as entertaining, right? And so it's about time boxing gets with the program. And guys, these young guns out here match up with one another. Not try to avoid a fighter because you think he's tough. That's stupid. Run to the fire. Don't run away from the fire. You know, and David Benavidez is absolutely correct. The same thing Devin Haney's trying to do is make those big matchups. He's not backing down from no big matchup. Because if he's taking on all the big names, like Sean Porter did, you can't fault Sean Porter. Sean Porter faced all the big names, all the big dogs of the division. Okay? Whereas other guys steered clear of other guys, Sean Porter ran to the fire. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, it's about the best facing the best. If you want to be the best, you got to face the best. You got to beat the best. It's just what it is. And you don't get that these days. A lot of guys are looking out for their records and stuff, and your legacy is just going to be, it's going to be common. It's not going to be something you would be remembered for because you didn't face the best when it was time to face the best. So Jamal Charlo, sorry, not Jamel. Mel's facing the best. Jamal Charlo, you got to face the best. You can't be sitting down in a corner, chilling, and you feel your career is good enough just the way it is. No. And you can't just be shooting for Canelo all the time. There are other great fighters out there for you to make fights with. And all of y'all in the PBC, Charlo, Benavidez, Plant, y'all are all PBC fighters. Why are you not facing one another? Why haven't you faced one another yet? You know, I don't understand that. I really don't. So, that is what I'm talking about. If you are in the same company or with the same network, you should be facing one another. You know, Caleb Plant, he got one loss on his record, but So I don't understand that. We got Canelo. We got Demetrius Andre. We got Dimitri Bivol. They're all in the same neck with Triple G. Why is Triple G not facing Demetrius Andre? Y'all with the same network. Y'all on the same network. Why are you not? In fact, GGG and Andre are both signed to Matchroom. Why is that fight not happening? When you have a great fighter, and I mean a great fighter of the era, I'm not talking about all-time great fighter of the era. That is somebody who separated themselves from everybody else. You got two-time world champ. You have two two-time world champions, Gennady Golovkin face. Charlo's on the other side of the pond. Andre's right there. Why is he not facing one of those guys? You say you want to be relevant. You say you want to be undisputed. You say you want to still do it. Face the guys, man. Andre's there. You got Jamal Charlo. All right? Jamal Charlo is the only 168 pounder, who's a champion at PBC. Get across the zone and do a fight under zone with either Triple G or Demetrius Andre. Stop just sitting around fighting duds. You ain't doing nothing with your career. You're going nowhere. You're facing nobody, really. You face some people, yes, but not substantial names. You ain't got no big name, no big fight in your whole entire career. Is that how you want to go out? You content with that? Well, fine. Ain't nobody going to take you seriously. And you will not be remembered for all time. And that's the thing people don't understand. You can't be an all-time great fighting scrubs or fighting guys that are not great fighters of your era. And it's like Charlo don't want to face Andre. Andre has been asking everybody for the smoke. Okay, Canelo ducked him, if you want to call it that. But then so did Charlo. Benavidez might entertain the notion. But Andre got to make up his mind. What you doing? What are you doing with your career? Are you going up to 168 or are you staying at 160? You got to make up your mind. So that's what I got. These guys only looking at Canelo. Who cares about Canelo? If you're fighting duds all in between, what does it matter? So, in my opinion, great matchups, and if it doesn't result in a great fight, so be it. But great matchups are what the fans want to see. It's what everybody want to see. That's what brings the excitement to boxing. And also, of course, great fights bring excitement to boxing. So that's what the fans want. That's what the people want. Okay? Every time a boxer doesn't give the people what they want, it hurts boxing a bit. I'm not saying that the boxer has to do that, but it is something when boxers repeatedly don't deliver the fights the fans want to see. And this is no knock on a boxer. It doesn't mean he's ducking and dodging anybody. Sometimes the boxer's not ducking or dodging anyone, but it's disappointing when we don't see the fights that we want to see. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to get you guys later. I am what you need. Peace out.